Man, oh man, did this week of NFL football come and go with a flash and have all the plays that we needed to break down to give you guys one heck of an episode. It's been a weird week. We've got J-Jet going on IR for a hamstring injury. You know, we had the Washington Commanders finally make a team look like a championship team. And we had so much more that we're going to talk about on this episode of the Trash Talk Tailgate.
And he scores on the last play of the game. Touchdown! Alabama wins. They talk about that ball becomes a nation forever. Are you ready? Riley Peters. You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings. Preston Rowe.
One of the best young coaches in college football.
It's the Trash Talk Tailgate.
Strong right slot, C right. Spider 2Y banana seal. You're going to call it like it's your favorite play you've ever gotten in your life.
Hi, welcome to the TTT Fantasy League Update.
Hello, it is me, the NFL Fantasy AI, and I am now the host of the Trash Talk Tailgate Fantasy League Update. I come to you in this plain and non-threatening form as to calm you in the midst of my hostile takeover. Jasper doubted my powers and traded Jalen Waddle to Preston, and now the Bong Rips have lost their match against Let's Ride, and the Car Wash is 1-4. There are other teams that need to listen to me. The perfect storm has turned on the suck switch and took its second L this time to the worst team in the league. The Loins Leftovers, Captain Andrew Luck, drug its nuts across Commissioner Roger Goodell's face. The Northwestern Car Wash had its best game ever, and only Dub giving Dax down in Dallas, the Big D scoring 155 points. And oh, poor Riley, you need my help the most. Fantasy football team scored the fewest points in the league this week, being crushed under the weight of the copious mind's sheer girth. Ha 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 ha.
That's all for this week's TTT Fantasy League Update. We'll see you next week.
I am Riley Puddin Peters. With me, as always, I've got Dr. Preston Rowe, and we are here to let the world know how we feel about, well, anything football. All right, man. Well, might as well just get it the heck out the way. Let's just go right at it. Let's go right at the Chicago Bears versus the Washington Commanders.
Just rip the Band-Aid off for you, Riley?
Yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get it out of here. I know everybody's gonna want to know, gonna want to hear. So let's give it to them. I mean, you know, it's so crazy as a Washington fan how we managed to do this consistently, no matter how good or bad our team looks.
Yep.
And by this, I mean just let absolute burger teams just do crazy shit to us.
Dude, you made the Bears look like a real team.
Dude, we made the Bears look like they could win a championship. I mean, listen, if you use the good old-fashioned football math, we almost beat the Eagles, and the Bears kicked the shit out of us. Therefore, the Bears should beat the Eagles. That's just good old-fashioned football math.
That is the transitive property right there.
Let's see if it translates.
Probably not.
Man, this game, I really don't have much to say about it besides.
It's okay, I do.
Yeah, I know you do. I mean, It's just one of those things, man. This is one of those weeks where it feels like we just didn't prepare for the opponent that we had in front of us, and we paid for it.
Yeah, man. You went. This to me was just the stat of the game. You guys were at home. The Bears came in to Washington, and you guys went down 27-3 in the second quarter. Like, the Bears punked y'all. And honestly, the final score was 40-20. It wasn't that close.
Yeah.
Like, you guys just kind of scored, some garbage points, when the game was really just in hand. And, I mean, dude, like, crazy. It's just crazy. Like, the Bears absolutely punked y'all. This seems to be a trend this seems to be a real trend going on in football, where what a team really only has one threat on offense, and the defense just decides, hey, let's not cover him. Of course, I'm talking about the Commanders' strategy with DJ Moore. DJ Moore had 8 catches for 230 yards and 3 touchdowns. It would be a real shame if you benched him in fantasy this week. that would just be truly unfortunate. Shout out to the hashtag copious mind. But yeah, dude, Justin Fields had maybe, I would argue, his best game as a pro. Like 15 of 29, sure. 282 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, and the key stat was no interceptions. They were able to get the run game going as well. As a team, they had 32 carries for 178 yards. That's a 5.6 average on the ground. Sam Howell, he didn't look great, but he didn't look terrible.
I was about to say, he threw for 388, 1 interception. But
I mean, how much of that was just like, just prevent defense, garbage time yards? You know what I mean?
I mean, there's only 100 yards in the field if you go the whole thing.
The Dak, dude, that's what I call the Dak Prescott special. Just get down really early and then throw for a bunch of yards against prevent.
Yeah, let him get a whole bunch of under yards on him.
Yeah, dude. The key stat for me, dude, as well, was just y'all really couldn't protect Sam Howell. The Bears, who had no pass rush going into this game, the Bears had no pass rush. They had 5 sacks, dude. You allowed the Chicago Bears to get 5 sacks on your quarterback.
Dog, we let everybody get 5 sacks.
Jesus
I'm pretty sure
Christ,
that's what we
man.
average per game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the Bears, they looked like a team that after all of the shit that happened to them the last, week and a half with, their DC getting caught with cheese pizza, Justin Fields calling out his coaches, they just had a really rough, week and a half, 2 weeks. They looked like a team on a mission of, you know what? Fuck everything. We're going to go on the road, and we are going to absolutely punk this team. And that's what happened.
Yeah. No, they were like, it's time for us to show up for a football game. I mean,
yeah, dude.
The difference between this Bear, the Bears that we saw on Thursday night versus the rest of the season is literally they didn't show up the rest of the season. I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, as much as we're talking on the fucking Commanders, it's like, where the fuck has that been for y'all? Has it just been all the internal turmoil? Is this,
maybe.
Was this the week that everybody sat in a room together and smoked a little fucking weed and became friends? Where the fuck has that been? Because, we talked about it in the preseason, Justin Fields is a good quarterback. I mean, I actually take a little merit. I mean, listen, you only blame the quarterback or blame the coaches for a quarterback so much, but at the same time, I get what he was saying about feeling robotic. In this game, you can, you felt like he was running more. I mean, he ran more. He let his, the whole team ran more. I mean, they actually let the fucking ball carriers do their thing.
Yeah.
But, it kind of felt like, and just like overall, just kind of a different team, truly.
It did, and now Bears fans are like, dude, it's really the meme of, right when I thought I was done, you roped me back in.
Dude.
That's how Bears fans are feeling right now.
Right when we thought we were just going to play for Caleb Williams. Now we got championships on our mind.
Hey, man, the NFC North is wide open. The Packers, they lost to the Raiders. They haven't looked very good. Jordan Love looked really bad. And then the Vikings have, the Vikings haven't looked very good either. And now Justin Jefferson's on IR. So, really, it looks like the Lions, it's their division to lose right now. But, the Bears could. Yeah. The Bears keep on playing like this the back half of the season. Anything's possible. They could absolutely steal a wild card spot.
Sure. I think the Packers have had some good wins this season too. So I don't think they're out of the race, but I do think it is the Lions. It's the Lions to lose for sure. I think it's between them and the Packers, unless the Bears show up the rest of the season like they did this game. I don't know.
But knowing
QB power, we really hadn't seen that this much this season.
No, but dude, knowing the Bears coaching staff, there's a reason Justin Fields, he shouldn't have done this, but there's a reason he did it. It's because the Bears offensive coaching staff isn't very good. But knowing the Bears coaching staff, they're going to be like, hey, you know how we just won that game in a blowout fashion? Everything that we did, let's not do that again.
Let's scrap it. Let's go somewhere else.
Let's scrap it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think the Bears really showed their potential. I don't know what the fuck the Commanders did, dude. I think y'all are right. I think they just came out flat. They thought this was gonna be an easy dub, and
yep, no, 100%. We thought it was because the second half was a little bit better than the first half, and you can say whatever about the Bears getting up and just playing prevent, but they really didn't super do that. They kind of played through the whole game because they knew that this was their one opportunity, I guess. You can tell the Bears were playing through the whole game. And, the second half, they scored most of that 27 in the first, or most of their 40 in the first half.
Yeah.
So, a tale of the Washington Commanders, as it truly is, just one bad first half, and we're just screwed. But second half we came out, we fired, we did some stuff. Wasn't great. It wasn't pretty. I'm not happy. But
no, obviously you're not.
Honestly, we've lost worse to worse teams in my time as a Washington fan. So take them as you get them, and let's hope we can move on to fucking 3-3 next week. I don't know.
Who do y'all play next week?
It's a good question. I was just trying to think of that off the top of my head, and I was like, brain doesn't want to know.
Let me see. The Bears host the Vikings, and the Commanders go on the road at Atlanta. Y'all should win that game.
Yeah, we go to the Falcons. It's one of those things. I hope 2 weeks in a row we don't come out flat against teams that we should beat. Dear Lord. Though I'm more content with it being a road game because we travel pretty well for shit like that. Not like our fans, but like our team. We do all right going on the road. There's some teams where you're like, oh shit, it's on the road. Now they're fucked. But
I do want to ask you something, Riley. What do you think of the all black unis that y'all wore?
I do like these all black unis, but they're fucking cursed. Every time we wear them, I swear to God, every time we wear these unis, something bad happens.
Like just allowing DJ Moore to go for over 203 tutties?
Yeah, who the fuck got injured last time we wore them? I was just reading a thing about it, how these unis are fucking cursed. But I think one of the last times we wore them, maybe it was the Chase Young ACL injury?
Maybe.
I think it was something like that.
That seems about right. Yeah.
It was like some shit like that. Like fucking one of the bigger injuries from our last season that kind of fucked us over. Not fucked us over, but definitely made us not as good of a team as we should have been. Man, that was a pretty good play call right there. We looked so much fucking better in the second half. It's so crazy.
Yeah, but the problem was you played so poorly in the first half, it didn't fucking matter.
Nah, no, that's the thing that murders me about us is just we're just fucking shit like that. Right there, that play right there. That's what kills us.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was a 2-point conversion, so it didn't really matter, but
Yeah, dude.
I mean, over and all, we got to come back. We got to fire back. We got the Falcons this week. We got the Giants next week. I mean, that's a pretty big 2-game stretch for us.
Yep.
We just gotta fucking play, man. We gotta play.
You should win those games. You should. But you also should have beat the Bears.
Oh, for sure. But we literally, we play the Falcons next week. Come back. Or we play the Falcons next week. We play the Giants in MetLife. Let's hope no one loses a fucking Achilles. And then we've got our rematch with the Eagles at home. So we've got 2 weeks to play sound football and get back to what we were doing before we have the matchup that I feel like we want as much as the league is looking for it. And now let's watch Virginia Tech shank a kick.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Hey, man,
Virginia
Joey Sly's
Tech that
pretty
did that.
solid. Joey Sly's pretty solid.
I like Joey. He's my kicker in both of my fantasy leagues. I'm not talking too much shit. I just had to fucking take one dig at Preston while we were here.
Hey, man, I won my fantasy league.
Hey, man.
I don't want to hear shit.
You also stunted against outside zone.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're not going to talk about that.
No, we're not.
We're not going to talk about that.
Check out that episode.
Yeah,
Anyways,
dude.
Let's fucking move on. I'm tired of watching these highlights. Let's go to another fucking cheeseburger of a game.
This game was very intriguing for all of the wrong reasons. Two teams that are just fucking terrible talking all of this shit in the offseason. The Jets were like, oh, we might be a Super Bowl contender this year. And Sean Payton taking a dig at Jets OC Nathaniel Hackett, who was the head coach of the Broncos last year, saying it might have been the worst coaching job in NFL history. Well, guess what, Sean? If you lose to the worst coach in NFL history, what does that make you?
Bruh. What does that make you? For real, dude. That's such big shit to not back up. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta save that comment for after the game.
You do. I mean, bro, you just lost to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. It's one thing to lose to the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, but you lost to the Jets with the MILF Hunter, the Mormon MILF Hunter at quarterback. And he didn't play very well either. He only threw for 199 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception.
Yeah, but I think the story of the game for them was definitely Breece Hall in the running game coming alive.
Absolutely it was.
He didn't need to throw the ball, thank God.
I mean, dude, you're right. Breece Hall had 22 carries, 177 yards, and a rushing touchdown. And then, I mean, everyone's going to say, I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, this Broncos season and how bad they are is on Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson hasn't played bad, dude. I mean, he was 20 of 31, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's not turning the ball over. I just think their defense is one of the worst in the league. I mean, dude, you let the Jets score 31 on you.
Yeah.
That's how bad your defense is. I get it, it's the Dolphins, but you got punked by the Dolphins 70-20. I don't know, man.
Nah, their defense is definitely of the Swiss cheese caliber, which is wild. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to blame Russell Wilson, but I think a lot of the fans were expecting so much of him. And It's like, he's not dropping 300 a game like they expected them to or whatever.
No.
And that's why they're upset. Come on, man. He's not scoring 40 points a game. They're expecting him to play like he did at Seattle under Pete Carroll.
Yeah, I mean...
Or Drew Brees and, peak Saints days.
I don't know, man.
But this is just not that team. Just is not that neither of those teams.
No, I mean, and
yeah,
it's the Broncos are talking a lot of shit for a team that's 1-4.
That's for sure. Nah, I mean, I feel like that's the Sean Payton special. Talk shit until
Absolutely, dude. Sean Payton, if you remember, Riley, do you remember a few years ago when he was the head coach of the Saints? After the Falcons blew the Super Bowl, the 28-3 game, he was on the sideline and he made the choking at Devontae Freeman. Do you remember that? Like he was caught on camera, choking himself. I mean, dude's always been just kind of an asshole.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
We're talking about the guy that got fucking suspended for a year for Bountygate.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Payton, baby. Great movie about his life where Kevin James plays him. That shit's funny.
Dude, did you see the Jets after they won this game? They tweeted out a picture of Kevin James as Sean Payton.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's fucking... They're like, might as well have this fucking dude, coach.
Yeah.
Might as well have the middle school football team that he had, too.
Yeah, I mean... And I'm in no shape or form, I'm in no way, shape, or form defending Nathaniel Hackett. I don't think he's a very good offensive coordinator either. Especially because, if you remember on Hard Knocks, he's like, it's not the red zone, it's the gold zone. Like, bro, shut the fuck up.
I thought that shit was hilarious. I
thought it was stupid.
I very much enjoyed the gold zone. The red zone is such a dumb term for it anyways. Like, the gold zone is equally as dumb, but at least it makes more sense.
But it's like, bro, it's the gold zone. Like, okay.
I mean, his defense of it was pretty fucking good. He's like, what does red mean? Red means stop. We don't want to stop. We want gold.
I mean, I don't know, man.
No, I know.
You don't have the cachet to start, talking shit about just basic football terms. Anyway, but, I mean, dude, he got his revenge. Sean Payton put a target on his back when he said, it was the worst coaching job in NFL history. And you know what, dude? You didn't back it up. If you're going to talk that kind of shit, bro, Riley, you know this. You got to back it up. This was... Dude, the Jets are now 2-3. The Jets are absolutely not dead yet. And the Broncos, I mean, dude, they're 0-3 at home. They're 1-4 overall. The Broncos, they might be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
They actually might be, which is kind of crazy. Which is funny is they could probably get into the Caleb Williams sweepstakes and still not take his ass.
Yep.
And that'd be some fucking Broncos shit right there. Let's get all the way to the fucking promised land and let's just keep Russell Wilson.
If you really want to know how bad these two teams are, just in a nutshell, this is the stat you need to know. The Jets were 3 of 12 on third down, but the Broncos were 4 of 10. That's just not good football.
Damn. 3 of 12, 4 of 10. That goddamn, dude.
Yeah,
dude. Both these teams suck.
Yeah, both these teams.
That's 25% third down conversion for the fucking Jets, dude.
Yeah, man. And it's
40% for the fucking Broncos. I mean, that's a decent number.
Yeah.
It's not great, but
it's not great.
25% conversion and they still fucking won.
Yeah, it's not good.
And that's mad. Honestly, those are mad numbers. Because that's how my teams be in Madden. Sometimes you have a terrible third down conversion because the problem is I score on first and second down so much that every once in a while if I get to third down, I just fucking whiff it.
Or you just heave it.
Yeah, exactly. You just fuck it up and you're like, oh shit, that sucks. Well, go back next time.
Yep. But yeah, man. I mean, this I mean, the Jets, they win 31-21. They go on the road, get a huge win. Like I said, these Jets, they're not dead yet, dude. They're still not. They're not. I mean,
can allow the run game to stay consistent. Like, I think, they're definitely not dead.
Hey, dude, the Broncos, they also turned the ball over 3 times. Russell Wilson didn't throw an interception, but they did have 3 turnovers. So
yeah, they put that bitch on the ground a lot.
They did, and but yeah, man, you ready to move on?
Oh, absolutely, man. Let's wrap this fucking cheeseburger up and put it in the bag.
All right, so
we've got another one that was kind of cheeseburgery coming up right now. That's the Green Bay Packers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. I said Los Angeles. I mean, this one, it wasn't a bad game, but it was pretty fucking burgery for both sides. I mean,
I think the story of this game is after the game, the Packers star corner Jair Alexander said in a post-game comment saying, I guess we've just can't allow the offense to score any points. Basically taking a shot at how bad the Packers offense is. I mean, because dude, the Raiders scored 17. In the modern NFL, if you only give up 17 points, you should win that game.
Yeah.
But the Packers were so anemic that they only scored 13. So there seems to be, maybe some divisiveness maybe going on in the Packers locker room a little bit. Jordan Love, he was 16 of 30, only 182 yards, but he threw 3 interceptions. And they were not good interceptions. Like, they weren't very good. They didn't look good. Like, he wasn't seeing the field very well. And if you only give up 17 points as a defense, you should be frustrated. So I get what Jair Alexander's saying.
Maybe you should go play offense. I'm just kidding.
I mean...
Nah, I get it, though. I totally fucking get it, dude. Like, if you play your... Like... I mean, the Raiders, once again, they're fucking 1-3 coming into the game. So they haven't been doing amazing. But their offense has potential. Like, they've got weapons, and I mean, it's like it doesn't take much to stop. They're 1-3, man. It doesn't take like, fucking come on, man. Like, and the whole time, I mean, I always expect a better second half out of the fucking Packers. It's just how they played this year. Yeah. And it seems like, I mean, they came out, I guess not worse, but just definitely not the same second half ferocity that they have had most of the season. I don't know, man. Dude, they got to get their Jordan Love is playing like he doesn't want to be loved at all. I don't know. Yep.
I mean, it's for me, I mean, they AJ Dillon, 20 carries for 76 yards and a touchdown. I mean, Christian Watson had 3 catches for 91 yards. He's kind of emerging as their big play receiver. But I mean, dude, like, I've got questions on the Raiders. Like you said, they're not very good. The Raiders, I just think that, who wins in all of this, Riley?
Who?
Tom Brady wins in this. Because the more that Josh McDaniels is a head coach, the more impressive it looks that Tom Brady carried his ass to multiple Super Bowls. Mm-hmm. Am I wrong?
I mean, you know what? That is a damn good fucking point.
Yeah.
That is a damn good point.
And here's the other thing, dude. Like, I mean, you've got Josh Jacobs. He didn't get the money he maybe quite wanted this offseason, but I mean, they can't really run the ball. 20 carries for 69 yards. That is nice, but it's not nice enough.
It's nice, but it's not good.
It's not. It's nice, but it's not good. You know, he also had a rushing touchdown. And dude, Riley, here's my question: what has happened to your boy? Where is Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah, I mean, he is a very niche wide receiver.
Dude, he's one of the best slot receivers in the game.
But his specialty, I guess, like his most useful skill set is getting open when it's like 3rd and 5, you know, or you're like on the goal line and you need like 3 yards or 4 yards, something like that. Like you just need someone to run a good executing route. That's where he is the most successful. And like that's where, I mean, he's not gonna fucking streak down the field and beat the whole team. You know, that's not him.
I mean, but
they have Devontae Adams for that.
But bro, like if you're not gonna utilize his skill set, because he has a very unique skill set.
Dude, no,
like
he has
not
an
a lot of
amazing skill set.
Yes. If you're not going to utilize him, he only had 1 catch for 7 yards. You know, he only had 2 targets. I mean, dude, they targeted Jacoby Myers 10 times. Jacoby Myers had 7 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. You know, Devontae Adams only had 4 targets. He had 4 catches for 45 yards. I mean, dude, if you're not going to utilize Hunter Renfrow, then you know where you need to trade him to? Or you know who needs to trade for him? Like ASAP?
The Patriots?
Dude, absolutely, bro. He would be perfect for the Patriots.
Bill Belichick cries in his sleep, petting a picture of Hunter Renfrow every night. He's the white wide receiver of my dreams.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's the Alabama killer.
He is the Bama killer, dude.
He is the Bama killer. He's absolutely the Bama killer.
He's one of my favorite fucking players, dude. But he is, I mean, with that being, like, it really is, like, he's got such a, I mean, he's very talented in his skill set, and it's very a dangerous skill set in the game of football. But it is, like, he's not a fucking 20-target wide receiver. He's not even a 10-target wide receiver. He's like, his skill set is being forgotten.
I mean, that's fair.
But
dude,
I mean,
he's such a great route runner.
You still got to take advantage of it. Like, I'm not saying anything good for the Raiders. I'm just trying to defend my boy Hunter Renfrow here from the people that are like, he sucks. I'm like, he doesn't fucking suck. He is amazing at getting open when he shouldn't be. Like, that's what he does. But the problem is, you've got to get 3rd and 5 or 3rd and goal or, you know, whatever. Like, you've got to get into those situations, and that's shit the Raiders don't really do. They kind of, like, they're explosive. Like, most of their, like, they don't drive the ball meticulously. Like,
that's fair.
They are an explosive scoring team, and I think that's usually the sign of a lower caliber team. Like, if all your touchdowns are explosive plays, you can't consistently drive the ball. That's
fair.
I don't think that's necessarily a great sign. So
that's a great point.
Yeah,
that is a great point.
You know, fucking. That's just my point of it. Is like, they should trade his ass. He is a wasted talent with this team, honestly. And it's like, they could trade for someone of an equal caliber but a better skill set for them, because that's what they need. Explosive players. Like, that's how this Raiders offense that's how they functioned.
That's the whole mindset of this team. Like, going back to Al Davis. Al Davis would always draft, like, very explosive guys who ran, you know, like 4.3 40s. Like, Darius Hayward-Bay comes to mind.
Yeah.
You know, like, he didn't really do anything, but Henry Ruggs, you know, like, he was explosive in more ways than one, you know?
He's real fast. He makes fast people look not fast.
He makes fast people look not fast.
Yeah. It's very annoying, man. I love Hunter Renfrow. I hate to see him getting, abused, for lack of better terms here, just not being used the right way.
Yeah. And dude, just to go back about, you know, how the Packers defense is very frustrated. I mean, dude, you know, their pass rush got the job done, man. I mean, they sacked Jimmy Garoppolo 4 times. Like, dude, whenever you hold a team to 17 points and you get 4 sacks on the quarterback, you should win that game.
Yeah.
You should absolutely win that game. And, I mean, just turnovers. Turnovers killed the Packers, man. Jordan Love, like we said, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's, yeah, man. It's...
That's a dinker. Oh, yeah.
It is.
Right. Oh, yeah. All right, let's wrap this fucking cheeseburger game up. It's pretty much done anyways.
Yep.
Let's fucking move on, man. We have where Sean Payton should be. We've got the New Orleans Saints versus the New England Patriots, a.k.a. will Mac Jones get benched permanently game.
Hey, man, he's been benched the last 2 games. Last week's blowout against the Cowboys, which honestly looks worse and worse now. So, Riley, I did see this stat. So, Bill Belichick has coached 499 games in his career, like as a head coach, that's a stat crazy in itself.
Oh, yeah,
He's about to coach. This week is going to be his 500th game coaching.
Real quick, just because it happened in the game, we got to give Tyrone Matthew the love for his 30th career interception.
Absolutely.
Absolute honey badger love. All right, back to
The
your
honey
thing.
badger love. But so as I was saying, Bill Belichick has coached 499 career games, and the last 2 games have been the worst losses of his career. 34-0 getting shut out by the Saints at home. Dude, you got punked at home. No, we talked, I think Bill Belichick's the greatest coach ever. I think by far he's the greatest defensive mind ever in football. Mm-hmm. But, we kind of joked about, Josh McDaniels getting carried by Brady. It's looking more and more like Brady maybe carried Belichick a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like those teams in general, like, I don't know, man. I feel like everything he did in that era, I definitely think Brady can't deny at this point, Brady was a fucking part of it. I mean, he went on and won Super Bowls without him, so I think he kind of proved his point on that.
Yep.
I will not argue that Tom Brady is an amazing quarterback and definitely improves any team he goes on to instantly. Will not deny, will not argue. With that being said, it felt like through that era, he was doing something that he hasn't been doing for probably like the past 4 years, whereas like finding diamonds in the rough and
that's fair.
Like utility and skilled positions. Mm-hmm. Like it felt like every year Bill Belichick had someone new that just exploded for 1 year. And like whether it be a running back or a wide receiver or a backup tight end, a defensive player, whatever it was, he had just 1 or 2 diamonds in the rough that it was like, where the fuck did he find this dude at?
Yeah. And then he goes to another team and they don't do shit.
Yeah, and that player isn't as good, and you're like, the straight Belichick effect.
Yeah.
You're like,
that's fair. That is fair.
But that's that's just something I haven't seen from this team recently, and I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe the confidence in having Tom Brady, allowed Bill Belichick the I guess leeway in his own mind to go out and try to find those players. Or I don't know what. I don't know. Maybe he's been trying and just hasn't been hitting, because I guess that's kind of a live by the sword, die by the sword deal. Fucking going out there and trying to find people that no one knows. So whatever it is, that's another thing besides just losing Tom Brady. I think that's another thing that I've seen in the past few years, in this downhill slide from the Patriots.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a great point, Riley. That's absolutely a great point. I think the other thing that just kills them is Mac Jones. He just turns the ball over too much.
Oh, for sure.
12 of 22, 110 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. He was also sacked twice. They couldn't really get the running game going. I mean, 18 carries, 45 total yards, 2.5 average on the ground. Their longest run was 8 yards. That is not good, man.
That's a bad
That's
stat.
not good at all. That's not good. I mean, dude, and the Patriots, they went down 21-0 in the second quarter, and it just didn't get any better. I mean, the Saints went in there,
and they just dominated.
The Saints, they haven't looked like world beaters, but I mean, the Saints, they looked really good on Sunday.
They're a better team than their record says. I mean, they're 3-2 after this game. They're definitely a better team than their record says.
They're definitely going to be in contention for the NFC South.
Yeah, I mean, one of those losses was against the Packers where they just let the Packers come back on them for no reason. For absolutely no reason, they let the Packers come back. So, I mean, honestly, the 3-2 New Orleans Saints should definitely be the 4-1 New Orleans Saints. And, so their record doesn't necessarily show. I think they're a pretty solid team. I think right now they're my favorite to win the NFC South for sure.
Yeah, dude. I think I agree with you. I mean, don't count out the Bucs though. The Bucs have looked really, really good.
They have, but I just don't trust Baker Mayfield as QB1.
That's fair.
And that's my only. I mean, that's really the Bucs have looked really good. The Falcons and the Panthers are two other stories.
The Falcons have talent. They just don't have a quarterback. I could go on a whole thing about the Falcons. Do you want me to?
No, let's not go. Okay. We'll go on them. We'll go in on them next week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but dude, I mean, Derek Carr. Like you said, I think he's the most trustworthy quarterback in this division. Yeah. 18 of 26, 183 yards. He didn't really light it up, but he didn't turn the ball over.
But he doesn't. He's never really lit it up. He is a game-managing quarterback.
I mean, I'd say more than a game manager. He's not elite, but he's very good.
He is very good, but in his past few years, he is a game manager. I mean, you're right. Okay. He's had times in his career where he's been like a slinger, a gunslinger. That's what I'll call him. But like nowadays, especially with the Saints team, I feel like he has accepted the role of game manager. I don't think they're forcing him into it, but really what he looks like he's doing. I mean, his numbers are kind of showing that. Not turning the ball over, getting the ball to playmakers, making sure the team stays on schedule. He's doing the right things. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a game-managing quarterback. He's in the latter half of his career. He's an older quarterback now. He's not going to be as explosive as he was, and so he is making up for that with wily veteran throws and poise.
Yep.
And that's really all you can ask out of a guy like that.
Yeah.
I love a shovel option, dude. I fucking love a shovel option.
A shovel option. It's
such
powerful
a good
right
fucking
there.
play, dude. It's such a good play.
It is, dude. Dude, and to your point, I mean, the Saints, they've got talent. I mean, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas is finally back from, wherever the fuck he was dealing with.
The fucking nether realm, dog. He was in the ACL portal. He was actually stuck in his own knee. He just couldn't get out.
Dude, I saw, this is fucked. Like, this is about to be really fucked, but I'm going to say it anyway. I saw a meme when the season started that, DeMar Hamlin literally died on the field last year, and he's back before Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Olave as well, Taysom Hill, they always use him as kind of a gadget guy. But, I mean, dude, the Patriots, man.
Look at famous Jameis.
They don't really have a lot of explosive playmakers to help Mac Jones. They weren't able to get the run game going. That's the thing that you would always, count on.
Is a great run game.
With Ramondre Stevenson, Zeke hasn't really done anything.
No, they definitely haven't fed Zeke. And in the funniest way possible, they really have not fed Zeke.
No.
I don't know what's going on with that. They should experiment with that because, I mean, now that he's not a Cowboy, I can admit he's a pretty powerful fucking back. I'm not, you got two really good running backs. Let's up the dosage of runs.
Just don't put him at center.
Or do. I heard he's gained a little weight. Anyways, let's let's just move on after sad Belichick face.
Yep.
And let's tiptoe tally-o. Let's go across the pond.
Ooh.
We're going to London this week, and we're gonna watch Sunshine and the Polka Dot Kitties absolutely dismantle the Bills. The Buffalo Bills.
Okay. You have to do this segment in your British voice the rest of the time.
All right, I will, all right. This game
I just want to
here,
hear you do this.
This is Big Riley's Bub of the Week. That's right. The Jacksonville offensive line. I mean, I gotta stop. I can't do it no more. I was trying so hard. Oh, man. Oh, God. Anyways, I mean, I think the story of this game really is Jacksonville's offensive line just taking a step up versus a Bills defense that has been very good. That been very, very good.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, the highlight of that is, of course, Travis Etienne. I mean, he played lights out. I mean, I can't remember exactly how many carries. He had 176 yards and 2 touchdowns, though. I think it was something like 26 carries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you trying to do, man? You trying to show the world? You're trying to show the world that Clemson makes great players? Because please, keep doing it. 26 carries. Damn, I nailed that. Oh, really fucked the yards up, though. 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he had some passing yards. Yeah, he had 100. That's what he had total. Okay. 136 yards carrying, 2 touchdowns. The team as a whole, 196 yards rushing.
Ooh.
I mean, from what
pretty solid.
Yeah, from what I saw, that was tops in the league for whole team rushing.
Yes.
So that's big numbers. There's some 170s from teams this week, but on the 196 is a whole team. Travis Etienne running for 136. Sunshine putting up 31 himself off of 7 carries. Travis Etienne broke a long of 35, which is what, 4 times as good as the longest run for the whichever team only had the longest run was 8 yards. Patriots.
The Patriots, yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, going back on myself there. Anyways, here's another stat. I mean, this isn't quite, the best bub stat, but this is just the one that made me kind of laugh in my own head. The Bills sacked Sunshine 5 times, and Jacksonville was not able to sack Allen once, Josh Allen once. And they still lost. The Bills still fucking lost. That's crazy. That's so crazy. That should never be how it happens. You should never sack a team, get a sack on a team 5 times and still lose. But the run game, man, I mean, back to it. The story here is the run game, though. You can't beat a team that's putting the ball on the ground consistently if you can't stop them or match them. I mean, Buffalo only had 29 yards rushing as a team. 29 yards.
Dude, they've always struggled running the ball, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Josh Allen threw for 359 yards. Sunshine only threw for 315, but like if you look at that, sure, Josh Allen outthrew Sunshine by what, 44 yards? But they outran that team by 170 something, 167.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, fucking
big numbers.
Sit down, dog. Like, fucking. Your quarterback can play as great as he wants, but football is a team game, and if you rely strictly on a quarterback slinging the ball, some games you're gonna have a big game. You're gonna win. You're gonna blow teams out. You're gonna do great. But like, if that is your strength, this is the danger,
dude. And this is why I didn't really trust the Bills going into this year. I don't think you trusted them either. The last few years, dude, they have just been the league's roller coaster. Like, they are so high, and then they're just inexplicably low. Like, they will lose to a team. The Jaguars, they're not a bad team, But this isn't like losing to the Chiefs or the Eagles or the Niners.
Yeah, no, this is
Like,
a team
with the
that
Bills,
they should beat. On paper, they should absolutely beat the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And dude, they are just a roller coaster. They are the league's roller coaster. And, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they can't run the ball. And that if you get them down, they're going to be one-dimensional. They're going to have to throw it. I mean, dude, Josh Allen threw the ball 40 times. They only ran the ball. They ran the ball as a team 14.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that allows... and that just allows teams to know, hey, they're going to throw the ball. They're going to be one-dimensional. And it's kind of the story with the Bills, man. I mean, and, Stephon Diggs kind of had a little sideline tantrum yesterday. He was kind of really upset. And, he had 8 catches for 121 yards and a touchdown. But, I mean, I think Stephon Diggs would agree. It's just the roller coaster is just too much emotionally.
That's a lot.
It is.
Another thing I want to talk about in this game for the, and for Jacksonville is like you said, Josh Allen threw the ball 40 times. Mm-hmm. As a team, they ran the ball 14.
Yes.
That's 54 plays.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence threw the ball 37 times. The team ran 40. Yeah. That is 77 plays.
Yeah.
And
the time of possession
was a big difference. Also, the third down efficiency. I mean, we talk about this all the time. I think we bring it up with every big game. Like, if you see a team struggle, you look at their third down efficiency, it really kind of will usually tell you the problem. And I mean, the Jaguars were 10 of 18.
Yes, they were.
I mean, that's big. Getting 18.
That's better than 50%. You're gonna win a lot of games that way.
And the Buffalo Bills were 5 of 12. Just under that 50% mark. And that's
just.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't stay on the field, no matter how good or bad the team that you're playing is, if you can't stay on the field offensively, it's just not probably going to work out for you. I mean, the Jaguars had 38 minutes and 12 seconds of possession time to the insane. Buffalo Bills 21 minutes.
They almost doubled it.
Literally. I mean,
they almost doubled it.
And that's where the Jacksonville Jaguars' strength really is this year. I mean, they've got a lot of explosive playmakers, but we talked about this. I mean, it seems that they really can't get the ball to Christian Kirk for whatever reason. And he's, an absolutely explosive playmaker. So, got to look into that one. Zay Jones had a decent game, called a touchdown, but
Calvin Ridley had a good game, 7 catches, 122 yards.
Long, sustaining, grinded out drives. That is really what the Jacksonville Jaguars look to be building their bread on.
Yes.
And I mean, I love that shit. Let my boy Travis Etienne work, Let him do his thing. He is a talented back. And they've got some other good backs, but Travis Etienne is definitely the workhorse. Him and Sunshine have a connection that you can only have being forged like playing 3 years of college football with each other. It's really just they have a connection. He, missed his first year with a knee injury, and I think that first year Sunshine and the Polka Dot Kitties team really missed it. I mean.
Yeah.
I think the last year and this year, having him, we're seeing a better squad overall because I really feel like they can dominate the ground. They can just keep pounding it down even the best of teams. And this week really shows it. I mean, Buffalo Bills, that's a good defense. That is not a slouch defense. They're not playing Swiss cheese.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and we kind of talked about like, damn, dude, like, this defense has been one of the best in the league, and they're about to get Von Miller back. Like Von Miller, he played in the game, but he wasn't very effective.
Yeah,
it was coming off that ACL injury. But dude, the Jaguars, they really just were able to run the ball right down their throat, and they it really felt like they had control of the game the entire game. Just because they had the ball and they forced the Bills to be so one-dimensional.
Also, I missed a couple plays somewhere. I guess they put the backup quarterback in, let him run a few plays, because the Jacksonville Jaguars actually had 82 total plays, not 77. Okay. But that just adds to the time of possession argument. Yes. I just saw that right there. I just wanted to correct myself. But I mean, both teams had 12 drives, by the way. Both teams had the same amount of offensive drives, and we're looking at 38 minutes versus 21. Also, in another addition, the 5 sacks that Jacksonville had against them occurred negative 37 yards. That goes against the run total. So when you put that there, that's fucking over 200 yards, over 230 yards as a team. So
that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So the Jaguars. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the London games going forward.
Dude, the Jaguars, last 3 out of the 4. Last 3 out of the 4 London games they played, they've won.
Yep. They're able to get the win in London 25-20 over the Buffalo Bills.
Cheerio, Mike.
Dude, here's the thing. Both teams are now 3-2.
Yeah.
So the AFC is looking,
wide the fuck open.
Wide the fuck open.
I mean, it's wild how fucking wide the fuck open the AFC is right now.
But yeah, man, you wanna move on to
I sure do. I just want to say the only team. Sorry, we were talking about how wide open it was, and it just got me curious. I mean, the top of the AFC right now, just by record alone, is Miami Dolphins and the Chiefs. Both of them are 4-1. So, yes.
And remember, the Bills beat the Dolphins.
They did beat the Dolphins, but could they do it again? Will they do it again?
I mean.
But that doesn't matter. Yeah. We got another game in our fucking hands, and we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 69ers.
Yep.
And this game was nice. I don't think we need to spend much time on this game. It was just kind of an ass kicking. We just wanted to highlight the Dallas Cowboys getting their shit ran in.
I just think it's funny, just the disparity between the two quarterbacks. If you were to go into this game thinking, okay, which quarterback is going to absolutely shit the bed between Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy? I don't know who people would have said, but I mean, Dak Prescott absolutely shit the bed. Yeah.
If you didn't think it would be Dak Prescott, you don't know football well enough.
I mean, dude, but a lot of people thought Brock Purdy might turn back into a pumpkin. Dak Prescott was 14 of 24, 153 yards. He threw a touchdown, but he also had 3 interceptions. Brock Purdy was 17 of 24, 252 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah. We see a weird case. I mean, they still ran the ball plenty. The 49ers are going to run the ball.
Yes.
But we see the weird case where, they let Brock Purdy be the fucking star of this game.
Yeah,
which I like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it. I love C-Mac. I want him to get as many carries as possible so he can keep carrying my fantasy team. But with that being said, I mean, as much shit as everybody's been talking about Brock Purdy, or I guess was talking about Brock Purdy, especially in the offseason, about him not being as tested, maybe him coming in being a fluke.
Yep.
Listen, your fluke meter better be reading less than 10 right now. I don't know. Yeah. He is... If you're calling him a fluke right now with the 49ers sitting at 5-0 and him being a consistent performer every week, I mean, maybe you can call it the offense. Is it beneficial to him? Sure, but you still got to show up and play.
Hey, Riley, I think this sums up Brock Purdy in a nutshell. You know who Brock Purdy is?
Who's Brock Purdy?
He is the LeVar Ball of the NFL. You know why?
Why?
Because he never lost.
Never lost. He's never
lost. Undefeated. Never lost.
And he's made all the best his sons.
It's true. Oh, damn, that's a good one. Dude, also, shout out to George Kittle. George Kittle had 3 catches for 67 yards, but they were all touchdowns.
Dude.
3 touchdowns,
3
man.
catches, 3 tutties. That's
3 tutties.
That's tight end play if you've ever heard it.
That's absolutely tight end play, dude. I was tight end you. George Kittle, Sam Laporta, who unfortunately I benched this week, put up 18 points for me.
You know what's funny? They ran the play earlier. It was that little reverse where they throw it to Kittle for the touchdown. Mm-hmm. This right here. The Detroit Lions ran this same exact play with Sam Laporta for the same exact result.
Yep.
That's fucking. I mean, it's just tight end you, baby.
Hey,
Iowa. Welcome to.
Hey, man, whenever you can run the ball and you can hit play action deep shots, it opens up your whole offense. It's really hard to stop. Trust me, I'm a defensive coach.
Trust me. I've seen outside zone right to the fucking person.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, look at this. I mean, that's just big man effort right here. Let's just.
Yeah.
You just got to clear a hole. Once again, a very good Cowboys defense. And that's the thing I do kind of feel bad about for Cowboys fans because their defenses are always pretty damn good. It's just their
the last
offense,
few years they've been really good.
Like their offense just does not help them at all.
I mean,
like it doesn't matter how good your fucking defense is. If your quarterback throws 3 interceptions, you're just. I mean, not only did their quarterback throw 3 interceptions, they also lost a fumble. Like 4 turnovers. Like that's not. You're not. Help your goddamn defense out, dude. You might win a game.
I mean, dude, because like turnovers, they're kind of a double-edged sword because not only are you giving the ball back, but for the most part, it's probably going to be a short field.
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, it's really hard as a defense. We call it sudden change, in coaching. You know, just sudden change defense. You know, whenever the offense turns the ball over, you've just got to be mentally prepared to go out and just get a stop. You know, and that's really hard whenever you turn the ball over. You know, as many times as the Cowboys did. I mean, it's. I mean, they had 4 total turnovers, dude. Like, and you know the Niners, they only had 1. They lost a fumble.
It was C-Mac too early in the game.
Yeah, dude, he probably would have scored on that play, but he fumbled. You know,
I mean, great helmet placement by the Cowboys defender. Popped it right out as he was running.
Yeah.
There's really almost not much you could do about that. It was a great play by the defense. Not necessarily sloppy, but it was early and it didn't really matter. So
that's just a shitty ass throw, dude. Look at that interception.
Just fucking dumb. I mean,
that's
he
a
might
punt.
As well just, I was literally about to say he might as well just punt it. I mean,
yeah, like
save himself the fucking stat.
I know, dude. Like, here's the other thing, dude, and I'm starting to see this as kind of a trend. You know, for the Cowboys, which I think is concerning moving forward. If you shut down and lock up CeeDee Lamb, who do the Cowboys have that scares you?
Yeah. And that's a fucking big problem for them, I think. Like, just,
yeah, I mean, you know,
it's such a fucking like. Yeah, they literally talked about it during the broadcast of this game. Like, they just kept highlighting CeeDee Lamb and being like, well, he's got, 2 catches for 20 yards at this point. I think he finished with 4 for 49.
He did. Yep.
I mean, that's a decent average, and it's 12 catch average, whatever. But he had a long of 29. So that means, in reality, he went 3 for 20 and then 1 for 29.
Yeah.
Like, that's not great.
Who else is going to step up, because, I mean, what teams are doing now is they're just doubling CeeDee Lamb. They've got a safety over the top because no one else in that receiving core scares you.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Gallup, 2 catches, 15 yards, okay. The Niners will take that all day.
Yeah.
I mean, Tony Pollard was their second leading receiver out of the backfield, 4 catches for 35 yards.
Yeah, TP, I mean, it literally, like, the way that they cover CeeDee Lamb, like how hard that they cover him and to shut him down, TP should be fucking feasting, not just in the pass game, honestly more in the run game, And that's just not there at all. I mean, this game they had 57 total rushing yards as a fucking team. Like,
dude.
You've got like when you have a wide receiver like CD Lamb that's so talented that keeps getting like literally double teamed to get shut down.
Yes.
Because he's such a weapon. Like, you got to be able to bounce that back with something. And I think for the Dallas Cowboys, it should be the run game, but they're just not. They're just letting Dak Prescott chuck the ball up for fucking punts.
And it's
makes
not
no
working,
fucking sense.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, now granted, we have to give the Niners credit. I mean, they do have one of the best run defenses in the league.
Oh no, for sure, sure.
But I mean, still,
absolutely amazing. Like, but
we talk about the Bills being so one-dimensional last segment. I mean, the Cowboys were very one-dimensional as well.
Very one-dimensional.
I mean, they got down early
to
and they
nowhere near the effect. Like,
no,
they're one-dimensional with like 40% the effectiveness of the fucking Bills, which is a problem.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, because what Josh Allen threw for 359, Dak Prescott threw for 153.
Yeah.
Good job, bud.
It's ridiculous.
All right,
I mean,
let's wrap this fucking burger game. Let's get this thing. I mean, San Francisco 49ers walk out of this 42-10. Didn't even sweat. I don't think.
They've now won 15 straight regular season games. That's impressive.
That's really impressive. Now let's move on to another game that's, if
this
you're
game
white
was
trash,
a really
this game
good
really
game.
mattered to you.
This game was really good. This game was a great game. It's the battle for the AFC North supremacy. The Ravens going to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers.
Yeah, dude, this is the Cousins brawl right here.
Hey man, these two teams fucking hate each other.
No, they do. It's they in the Baltimore area they always call it the Cousins brawl because everyone says they one half of the family they always got family that's fucking Steelers fans. So it's always the fucking Cousins brawl.
Yeah, man. This game was very intriguing to me just because both of these offenses had questions coming into this game, and I think they probably still have a lot of questions, moving forward.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the Ravens, they don't look very good offensively. I get it, you lost your star running back, J.K. Dobbins. He's out for the year. But, I mean, Lamar Jackson, dude, new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, things are not really clicking right now, it seems. Lamar was 22 of 38, 236 yards, and an interception. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. And then the Steelers, who a lot of their fans have been calling to fire their OC, Matt Canada, they didn't really play that much better. Kenny Pickett, 224 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. They ran the ball as a team, 30 carries, 87 yards, no rushing touchdowns, 2.9 on the ground. This game kind of changed on George Pickens having a huge, a touchdown catch, in the fourth quarter. George Pickens had 6 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown.
With the long of a 41, that's a fat touchdown catch right there.
Yeah, and it was just straight up man coverage, and he beat the corner. I believe it was Marlon Humphrey, I would assume.
Damn, man, that's a good corner to beat. That's not a fucking not a slouch.
The Ravens, they were able to,
There's really not.
They're spreading the ball around. Zay Jones had 5 catches for 73 yards. Mark Andrews had 6 for 65, but they just don't seem to click offensively. You know what I mean? Like,
they really do. It's there's a lot of drops on the wide receivers.
Yes.
The run game, which is traditionally the Baltimore powerhouse, just doesn't seem to be what it has been in the past couple years. I think they're worried about Lamar Jackson, so he's not pulling it as much. And I think that's a big fucking problem for them. I mean, he did have one run that went for 26, but like, I mean, it felt like in that year that they were, you know, in the playoffs and looked like a championship contender. I mean, it felt like every third down play, Lamar Jackson went, and I'm going to take this, woo, you know, and was being successful with that. And I think he probably still could be. I mean, not to give Justin Fields any credit or for anything, but like it does kind of feel like they're making him stay in the pocket a little bit more. At least that's just what it feels like to me. Just because I mean I've been watching Lamar Jackson since he played at Louisville, and he is always been the guy that wanted to take the ball when like the moment needed, and it feels like now, like this year especially, it feels like he's trying to do the good quarterback thing and distribute the ball to his teammates, which I can also appreciate, but like this team needs him to be explosive.
Yeah.
They lost their star wide or running back. Like they need him to be explosive now.
Well, I mean, Riley, like here's my thing, and this is why I've always hated this argument of, oh, you have to be a pocket passer. Like, you know, we get it, you know, you're this really explosive athlete, might be the fastest player, definitely the fastest quarterback in the league.
Definitely the fastest quarterback.
But like, dude, here's my argument. Like, let's go back to like 2005, 2006. You know? Like, who was the most explosive athlete in the NFL at that time?
Ooh. The dogs that Michael Vick trained. Anyways.
Oh, man. They were great fucking breeding dogs, bro.
Anyway.
Let's
keep moving. Anyways, Michael Vick, I mean,
yeah,
the most explosive quarterback to touch grass.
Here's my argument, dude. How in high, like, you know, and people said this when he was in the league, because like Michael Vick is probably my all-time favorite football player. I'm a Virginia Tech fan. I love Michael Vick. I love Michael Vick. You know how I feel about Michael Vick.
Yeah.
So I've been following him, you know, ever since he was in the league, you know, ever since he first got into the league. And about year 2, year 3, going into year 4, when he was in the league, a lot of people said, hey, you know what? You need to become a pocket passer. You need to become a pocket passer. Well, why would you handicap yourself like that willingly? Like, he does something so unique that, like, when he takes off, unless you have an angle on him as a safety, and sometimes even if you don't have an angle on him.
I was going to say, even if you do have that fucking angle, you're still liable to get your ankles broken.
I mean, dude, he legitimately had 4.2 speed.
Yeah.
Like, not 4.3, 4.2. Like, he was the most explosive athlete in the NFL at that time. And, like, how stupid would it be in hindsight now, just, you know, 10 years later, whatever, being like, oh, you know, well, the Falcons, they made him a pocket passer, and he wasn't very effective. And they ruined Michael Vick. Because that's what we'd be saying, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's the same thing with Lamar Jackson. I get it, you don't want him to be hurt, but he's gotten his money. You paid him this offseason. You know, so fucking use his skill set. Use his strength. Use the one thing that nobody else in the league has.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do that? I don't understand it.
I don't either, man. I really don't get it. And they work. I mean, I feel like he's more in danger chilling in the pocket than he is running.
What do you mean by that?
Because their offensive line isn't that good at fucking pass blocking.
That's fair. That is fair.
Like, their offensive line is a very good run blocking offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, he is safer running the ball than he is chilling in the pocket. I will stand by that, dude. Because he was getting battered.
That is a great point.
Yeah, like, he was getting battered there for a moment. And, like, some sketchy ones, too. Like straight Lawrence Taylor to Joe Theismann. Like, backside, can't feel the pressure coming, eating one. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna waste an amazing talent and let him just get Joe Theismann with the fucking offensive line that you've produced.
And I mean, like, dude, you know, I mean, it's not even, you know, like, okay, you know, we want him to be a pocket passer. Like, dude, he's got such a unique skill set do what the Falcons used to do with Mike Vick. Get him on bootlegs. Get him out on the edge so he's got that choice of I'm either gonna fucking chuck it to the backside post. You know what I mean? Like like if you boot him, you hit that backside post because the safeties are so worried about you running, or the safeties are guarding the post and the linebackers are too slow to come up and make the play. And you just start running down the sideline for a huge play. They don't really get him on the edge. You know what I mean? Like, give him that option. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Let him move. Let the pocket be fluid.
Yep.
Because that offensive line can also handle that. I mean, they're really not a great traditional set the 5-second pocket and don't let anybody get in. But, like, they can move. They're good. That's why they're good at run blocking. They can move. Let the pocket be fluid, and let Lamar Jackson make plays, man. Just don't put him into a box because that man ain't meant to be there.
Hey, and on the flip side of this, we talked a lot about the Ravens offense and what they're not doing. I mean, dude, the Steelers.
Nah.
A lot of people had a lot of high hopes for George Pickens, me included. If you watch George Pickens at Georgia, I mean, I followed him, ever since he was a high school kid.
Georgia Pickens.
I mean, he was an absolute beast at Georgia.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Steelers fans were kind of waiting for this breakout game of, we've got this amazing talent who's making these insane one-handed Odell, Justin Jefferson-like catches in practice. And he's done it in games as well. We're just not getting him the ball consistently. And now, this maybe was his breakout game. And, I think a lot of Steelers fans should be excited, we're finally going to use our best weapon on the outside.
Nah, for sure. They should definitely be excited. I mean, he is a great wide receiver. It's good to see them finally use him. And it's good to see that it did good for him too.
Mm-hmm. But I mean the Steelers, they were able to get the win 17-10. Dude, we talked about how stacked the AFC is. Both of these teams are now 3-2. Like, the AFC is a bloodbath right now. I mean, the Ravens and the Steelers are both 3-2 right now.
That whole division 3-2, dude. Or not division. That whole conference is fucking 3-2, dog. Like, I mean, besides the goddamn the Dolphins and the Chiefs at 4-1, like there's a whole lot of fucking 3-2 and 2-3 in the AFC.
Yeah.
Like that shit is so wide open, it's not even funny.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so if you're the Steelers, you have a bye week next week, and the Ravens have got to travel to London to play the Tennessee Titans. But they should win that game. The Titans have not looked good. The Titans just lost to a Gardner Minshew-led Colts team.
Ooh.
That's how down the Titans are right now.
There's that George Pickens touchdown.
Yep, dude. Just 40, what was it?
41.
Yeah, 41 yards, yeah.
Just beat the man, catch the ball. And that was Humphreys. Yes, sir.
That was Marlon Humphrey. Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. Like, if you're just going to leave George Pickens one-on-one, just take the shot. Give him a chance to make a play.
Always take the shot.
Always take the shot, dude.
All right, man. Well,
but yeah, man, this was a great one.
This was a great one, man. I don't know what else to say besides I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the beautiful, wonderful things.
All the beautiful things. We've got a lot of big things coming up, don't we?
We do. We've got a lot of great football still coming. We got stuff in the works cooking up. So just keep hanging around. Keep joining us here at the Trash Talk Tailgate. But we got to clean up this one. Get out of here, y'all. Peace.